You know, we all like to think our decisions at work are totally logical, right? All based on data. But what if I told you there are these hidden forces, these powerful mental shortcuts that are constantly shaping how you judge your colleagues and your projects? Well, in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on these biases that are always running in the background.
So here's a question that probably keeps a few managers up at night. You get a room full of absolutely brilliant people together, and yet the outcome is just not great. The answer, a lot of the time, isn't about a lack of intelligence or information. It's something much more subtle, and it's happening inside our own heads.
So, what's really at the heart of the problem? Well, think about it. Our brains are flooded with information every single second. There's no way we can process it all. So what do? They take a shortcut. Instead of using all the data, our brains grab the small, easy bit, the stuff that's recent, that we've heard a lot, or that's just really dramatic. And that shortcut? Well, that's where the trouble begins.
Now, these shortcuts actually have a name. They're called cognitive biases. You can think of them as your brain's default settings. They're designed for speed, for efficiency, but they often lead us down a path of flawed logic and some pretty unfair judgments, especially in the complicated world of work.
And here's the really important part. These biases aren't just random mistakes. A cognitive bias is a systematic pattern. It's a predictable glitch in our thinking. And you know what? Understanding that pattern is the very first step to actually correcting it.
So let's dive in. Let's start with the biases that affect our most important asset at work, our people. These are the ones that quietly influence how we hire, promote, and even how we work together every single day.
Okay, meet two sides of the exact same biased coin. On one side, you've got the halo effect. This is when we see someone do one thing really well, like they give one killer presentation, and our brain just unconsciously assumes they're great at everything. Then you've got the flip side, the horn effect. That's where one mistake, one negative thing, unfairly clouds our entire perception of that person.
And this is where it gets really dangerous, because it creates this spiral effect. With the halo effect, we start giving someone the benefit of the doubt on everything. With the horn effect, we start scrutinizing their every move, almost looking for more flaws. Both are just shortcuts that stop us from making a fair, accurate judgment.
Okay, this next one, wow, it is so common. You see it every single day. It's our brain's default setting to believe that what people do is a direct reflection of who they are. So when a colleague misses a deadline, our first thought is, they're lazy, not, I wonder what was going on that got in their way. We blame their character, not their circumstances.
This example just nails it, right? When I'm late for work, it's because of heavy traffic. It's the situation. It was totally out of my control. But when a coworker is late, we immediately jump to a conclusion about their character. They're just disrespectful. See? We give ourselves a pass because of the situation, but we judge others based on their personality.
Now, these biases don't just mess with how we see people. Oh no. They also completely warp how we judge ideas, plans, and projects. This next batch of shortcuts can actually make us stick with terrible ideas and, even worse, ignore the brilliant ones.
Confirmation bias. This one is sneaky. It's our brain acting like a biased lawyer trying to win a case, instead of an impartial judge seeking the truth. We go out and we look for, interpret, and remember information that proves what we already believe. And anything that challenges our view, we just ignore it, creating this little echo chamber inside our own heads.
This image just says it all, doesn't it? The ship is clearly, definitely sinking, but this person is staying put because, hey, they paid for the ticket. It seems completely ridiculous when you look at it like this, but we do this at work all the time with failing projects.
And that's the sunk cost fallacy in a nutshell. It's that powerful, nagging feeling of, we've already put so much time and money into this, we can't possibly quit now. The logical thing to do is to look at the project's future potential. But our brains, they just get totally hung up on the investments that we've already lost.
And this road sign, it points to a place a lot of teams are stuck in. It represents that deep, often unconscious pull toward the familiar, even when the familiar just isn't working anymore.
Basically, status quo bias is our brain's love for the familiar. It makes anything new feel, well, kind of scary or threatening. It causes us to defend the old way of doing things and shoot down new ideas, not because the new ideas are bad, but simply because they're new. It's a huge barrier to innovation. All right, so we've spent some time looking at the problem, how these hidden biases can totally derail our decisions. But the good news is we can actually fight back. It just takes a little bit of awareness and, of course, the right set of tools.
So here is your action plan. First up, actively seek dissent. Don't just allow people to disagree, go looking for it. Assign a devil's advocate to poke holes in every popular idea. That's how you fight confirmation bias. Second, anchor to data, not stories. A good story is powerful, but objective facts are way more reliable. Third, evaluate things piece by piece. To get around that halo or horn effect, look at each skill or part of a plan on its own. And finally, always ask, what if? Ask your team, what if we were starting this project from scratch today? Would we still do it? That question is the perfect antidote to sunk costs and the status quo.
We've covered a lot of ground here, right? From how we judge people to how we judge ideas, and we've even put together a toolkit to help out. But honestly, it all comes down to one single fundamental principle.
At the end of the day, this is what it's all about. You just can't lead what you can't see. You can't be an effective leader or even a great teammate if you're not aware of the filters you're looking at the world through. That awareness, that's where it all begins.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. Now that you can see some of these hidden patterns, which one are you going to start looking for in your own thinking tomorrow? Is it the way you judge a colleague? Or maybe the real reason you're sticking with that old project? The first step isn't to fix everything at once. It's just to notice. Thanks for watching.